Okay, so this was not meant to be just an update video. It was supposed to be a small intro in front of the next video, which was going to be me patching the trunk holes in my 240. However, updating you guys took about 5 minutes, and that would have made the overall trunk video like 25 minutes long. And so to keep each video just one subject and to keep them kind of shorter, so if you have a busy schedule it's easier to watch, I just cut this part out and I'm uploading it as a standalone video to update you guys with the parts I got, and then in the next video I'll be fixing the holes in my trunk. So if you want that video, I'm going to be uploading it in about 4 days probably, or if you guys smash that like button, get us at 200 likes, I'll just upload it right away. It's already edited and ready to go. Okay, so it's been a minute since I made my last video, but I have not been sleeping, I promise you. A few weeks ago, me and my fiance, we went down to LA and we had a nice weekend, and then on the last day I was up there, just got on Facebook, started messaging people on the LA classified 240 page, and I was able to pick up a load of parts I needed for the SR20. I got an exhaust manifold, a turbo, a downpipe, AC compressor, power steering pump, and a clutch fan, which I don't know if I'm going to be running this or if I'm going to do just a pulley and then have the coolers on the radiator itself, but it's a good thing to have laying around just in case. I got all those things off the guy for only 240 bucks. It would only be 200, but I didn't want to drive to where he was, so I paid an extra 40 so he'd come to me, which would be a really good deal if everything there was not in such bad condition. I probably got a little bit taken for a ride. It's all covered in rust, which isn't too big of a deal because I'm just going to sandblast the exhaust manifold and I'm going to sandblast the downpipe. However, the turbo got the worst end of the stick. That thing is seized up, so I would have to do a full rebuild and it would cost just as much as buying a new turbo. But luckily my friend across the street bought one of these for a Civic and it doesn't have the same gasket like shape and size and stuff, so it won't work on his car, so he's just going to sell it to me for a really good deal, so that's awesome. After that, browsing Facebook, I found a guy selling a red top ECU for 150 bucks shipped. That's awesome. Last thing I got were these transmission bolts, so I can mount the motor onto my new engine stand, which both of those cost me 20 bucks. So 20 bucks for the bolts and $20 for the engine stand. And now that the engine's all up on that, we can actually start rebuilding it. So to start rebuilding it, I got this off a guy. This is a gasket kit for the SR20. It has every gasket and new head bolts. Bought this off a guy off eBay for 35 bucks. So we have almost everything we need to start rebuilding the SR20. The only thing we're missing is going to be a new timing chain, water pump, and oil pump, because if I'm going to be taking this motor apart and rebuilding it, I want as many new parts in it as possible. Another thing I'm going to look into is getting piston rings, because he said it was smoking white smoke. That could be a head gasket, it could be rings, so I'm going to take a look at those and try to replace those as well. With that being said, although I'm super eager to start tearing apart this motor and rebuilding it back up, like I'm itching for it, I'm not going to start doing that yet today, and the reason why is because I don't want to start tearing it apart until I have all the parts here, because I want to try to tear it down and rebuild it in as small of a time frame as possible so I don't forget anything. Although I should have video to look back on, I just don't want to mess anything up with this because it's a lot of money worth of stuff that I'm putting in it. So I'm going to wait until everything is here to start the rebuild process on the motor. You might be asking yourself, what about my fuel line and my intake manifold? Those actually did come with the motor, so I thought the motor was just going to be the block and the valve cover and that's it, but it did come with an intake, so that's also really, really cool. Okay, so with everything I just mentioned, the SR20 we got basically for free because I traded old parts. Exhaust manifold, AC compressor, power steering pump, clutch fan, and turbo, $240. Gasket set, $35. Timing chain, water pump, and oil pump, $120. Like I said, we're just waiting for it to get here. Red top ECU, $150. And the total of that is going to be $545. I forgot the transmission bolt, so an extra 20 bucks, so $565 for everything right there. So as for our budget, we're already halfway there, which is kind of scary. But luckily, all I need is a SR20 transmission, which is 350 bucks roughly, and I'm going to be selling my old motor and transmission for 300 bucks, so it's only going to come out to about $50 more. And I need a wiring harness, which I found for about 180 bucks, but I'm hoping I could sell some of my old like intake parts and emission parts and stuff like that that people might need off my car and get some of that money back as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Ill to Trill. Make sure to share it with your friends. Hit like down below. Also subscribe. That would also be lovely. If you would, please watch my videos without ad blocks. It helps out the channel a lot. Helps me pay for all this crazy stuff. You can also buy my t-shirt. You can watch my videos with ad block all you want if you want to buy some of my merch. All my links are going to be in the description down below. Don't forget to like the Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. It's in the description down below. Thank you guys so much. This has been Spiff and I'm out. Peace.